Were you ever involved in a fight?
Oh yeah, plenty of them.
Run us through a couple of those.
The one that people reference the most because I did a video about it is never got into a fight with a white Crip. It ended up being a really good friend of mine, but I've got the scar tissue right here. I can still feel right there on my cheek because I did not see that dude's left hand coming at me. And I wasn't prepared for a southpaw swing, and he split my shit pretty good. Pretty much every fight that I ever got in was over dumb stuff that you just can't let slide. Somebody disrespecting you in some way or another, things where you have to draw a line or else the next thing you know, dudes are going to be trying to take your food or something, or maybe worse. None of the places that I went to can I say that I think or know, I know or think that any sexual assaults ever happened. Consensual stuff definitely went on at all the prisons I was at, that's for sure. But as far as assault goes, definitely don't think so. None that I was ever aware of.
What was the cause of that fight with the white Crip?
Yeah, so with him, I was supposed to give him some stamps. I owed him some stamps for something, which is the money in there. I'm sure you're aware. I owed him some stamps for something, and I was going to visitation. It was a Saturday or a Friday, which is the visitation. I guess it was a Saturday, I think. And I was actually going to visitation, and I went into his cell to ask his cellmate something, and I owed this guy money, but I wasn't supposed to pay him for like 3 more days or something. And I guess he was in a bad mood, and he mentioned it, something about how you better have my money at blank time, at which point I told him, I'm going to have your money, but not because you just randomly reminded me 3 days ahead of when I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you on time because I told you I was going to pay you on time, not because you're harassing me about it. And he said something to the effect of, I'm just saying you need to have it or something, or there's going to be problems. And I said, I'm not worried about any problems. That's fine. I'm going to have your money because I said I would have your money. And at that point, he said, I'm just saying, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said, you're a pussy. And he said that in front of another guy, and that is a big no-no. And so I swung on him, and I hit him right in the ear, and I split his ear. He had Crip tattooed in his ear right here, and I split the R, so now it says Cape, C-I-A-I-P. Completely lucky punch. I wasn't necessarily aiming for his ear or anything, but it split pretty good. He turned around, and we duked up a little bit, and I was feeling pretty good about it. I remember landing a few good mean ones and not paying any attention to that left hand. And when that dude got that left around there, it's probably the hardest I've ever been punched in the face the entire life, and it completely rattled me. He almost split my cheek. He almost split my cheek all the way through, like my teeth.
Did you drop?
I grappled him because I was dizzy as shit. When I grappled, we fell down over the edge of the bed because let me tell you, fighting in a cell the size of much smaller than the space that I'm sitting in right now, 99% of the fights go to the floor anyways. When I fell on the edge of the bed, I was grappling with him, and he spun around and landed on top of me. So he definitely had the upper hand. And when he jumped up, he could have been stomping all over my head or whatever, even though he was barefoot because I'd come in a cell in the morning and, you pretty much don't ever just get caught with your socks on, I guess, for reasons like this. But he was cool about it, and he helped me up. He didn't go to any lengths, so he definitely could have won that one big time.
And then stopped like a gentleman.
Right, yeah. No, I would definitely say that he won it, and he could have continued ruthlessly like people in prison tend to do, but he had honor about it and was like, get up, dog. And then he was like, hey, fucking respect for real, and begrudgingly was like, I was in a bad mood, and I called you a name, and you swung at me, man. I deserved that or whatever. 2 days later, he ended up moving into my cell. When my cell, he went to the shoe, and he was one of my best friends for the rest of the time that we were there.
Yeah, because you already got the fight out of the way. That was like a hockey fight. You guys touched gloves at the end.
We didn't really not like each other before that, but after that, we were cool. There was a mutual respect there, even though my face swelled up like a grapefruit on this side, dude. And then I went to visitation with my teeth all pink and bloody, man, and my elbow was busted up. My elbow still don't look right. I don't know if I can hit the right angle, but
I see it though. Yeah,
this elbow has seen the ground many times, grappling up in small prison cell fights. You see how it's got that hook on it? You can tell that. That's how, like I said, they normally end up on the ground.
So okay to lose a fight is my question. Like it sounds now this one clearly it was okay to lose. You guys had respect, but in general, if prisoners see someone stand up for themselves in a fight they can't win and don't win, that guy comes out looking okay, right?
Absolutely. They don't give a flying shit if you win, lose, can't fight, can fight. They care that you will.
Yeah.
The number one rule is that nobody can take anything from you. If they know that you'll try, then you're good. They don't care if man, that dude ran over there and got the shit kicked out of him by a dude half his size, but he wasn't scared of him at least. That they respect the fact that you go. It's never about whether or not you win or lose. And that's what always trips me out when people are like, oh, I wouldn't make it. I'd be like, dude, within your first week or two, somebody's going to talk shit to you. You fight them. the worst that's going to happen is you get your ass kicked and you hurt for 3 or 4 days, and then you're good. Like, it's really not that big of a deal.
And then it's like you pass that hazing ritual of like, okay, this guy's going to stand up for himself. You're not just going to be able to walk over and steal your pixie sticks or whatever.
I'm 48. It's going to hurt for 2 weeks.
Still worth it. Still worth it.
Yeah, Woody, if you ever had to go to prison, you look so young for a 48-year-old. You would literally have to dye your hair gray going in and like pretend you were much older than you were.
The opposite of the guy on The Office that was like came back and reapplied. Like, I'm 33. You'd have to do the opposite.
Speaking of the fighting, you said you got caught bad with that guy's left hand.
Yeah,
that was the worst you ever got beat up.
It was the hardest punch I've ever taken, for a motherfucking fact. Because I was seeing cuckoo clocks. I have not seen somebody with that much left hand strength before, or at least they didn't land a direct hit like that, because I did not see that coming. I was looking at his other hand, and he caught me by surprise. With that. Yeah, big time. I mean, 100%. I didn't see it coming at all. It was unhindered punch to the face. No, yeah, that was probably it. That's the main time that I ever. One time I actually got into it with a short Hispanic dude at when I went back on violation at the low security of Forest City, Arkansas, is where I went back for my violation. And I hated low security. I'd rather be at a medium all day, any day, than a low. And after I beat the dude up and I was walking away, number one rule of prison, don't turn your back on him. The dude got up off the ground and run around and from behind me punched me and split me pretty good on my other side right here on the inside. But it was much of the same. It didn't even swell up as bad as this. So no, I didn't ever, occasionally, like a little purple spot, somebody hits you in the forehead or something, but no, I didn't ever take any serious injuries. The worst one was that left hook, because I'm telling you, I swelled up like a grapefruit. I went to visitation and the guards were like, what the fuck? And I was like, I got a gum infection, bro. And they were like, nah, hold up, man. Come here. What the fuck's up with your face? I was like, I got a gum infection. Don't worry about it. And they'd let me off the hook, you know?
You got like an imprint of the guy's ring.
Got a championship fucking ring on my cheek, and he's letting me make it.